Hey, what is up, everybody? This is going to be episode 3 of the Massasoit Wrestling Corner discussion. I am with Raven and my friend James from Weymouth Youth Wrestling on YouTube. He's going to be joining us shortly. He's doing something right now. We're going to talk. We don't really have a lot to talk about this week, but
it's been a slow wrestling.
yeah, the weekend is going to be tough because there's not really much wrestling to talk about during the weekend. I think it's kind of slow too because they just had like a big week last week with WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
But we're just gonna start with WWE first. There's some big WWE news happened. You want to talk about it?
AJ Lee retiring from wrestling period at 27.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. There's been a lot of speculation going around on why she retired.
Yeah, they didn't really say why. It just said that she retired.
She didn't really post anything, and she posts everything usually on social media.
Yeah.
But she did not post this. She did not explain this. She just up and left. And then there's people, speculating it could be CM Punk. Then it could be the way that the Divas division's going, or maybe because she's pregnant.
Yeah, they said something about her being pregnant too.
Like what do you think?
I mean, there's a lot of theories. Like you have the CM Punk situation. There's two CM Punk situations. One, it could be because she wants to be with CM Punk because CM Punk left last year, and he thinks that, and she probably misses CM Punk, and maybe she wants to support CM Punk when he goes to the UFC.
Because he went back to Chicago, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then, yeah, that was insane. It could also be because every time she usually was wrestling, every time she came out, there would always be CM Punk chants, so she could be sick and tired of that. I mean, that could probably get to her too, because they're just looking at her as CM Punk's wife, they're not looking at her as a talent.
Well, it worked for Tyson Kidd, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, no, I totally get that.
But the women's division, I can agree with it. Well, technically it's the Divas division, but because the Divas don't really get time. They've been getting more time lately, but they still don't get like a storyline really. I mean, the Divas match at Mania was just thrown on last minute.
The Divas division is mostly storyline around Total Divas, the reality show.
It'd be and it's a reality show that was filmed 6 months ago.
Exactly. So it's not even current. So everything that they do is literally like a year behind. And so,
and then when Total Divas isn't even going on, then they don't do anything.
No, but it's gonna start up. I think this month, like next week. It's gonna start up again. But so I guess we're gonna explain why Trinity is feuding with the Bella Twins and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But
Did you just sneeze?
It's weird because you have AJ is incredibly talented, doesn't really get much to shine for,
Well, actually, why would you do me? I needed that.
Big name, big crowd coming, and it's weird because she's 27, she's not old, she hasn't had any injury whatsoever.
I think she had like a neck injury, but
she had a neck injury.
It wasn't anything big.
Yeah, 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. That's why she was gone all this time too. Or was she just on vacation?
She was on vacation. No, she was on vacation and went to training at the performance center.
Yeah.
And I guess when she came back, they didn't necessarily give her any shine. And then they're taking away the Paige and AJ frenemy thing, even though that they won. But it doesn't matter. And they're gonna focus, I guess, now on Naomi Trinity feuding with the Bella Twins.
I'm not gonna complain about that
I mean, Naomi's a great talent. She deserved. I mean, she had two shots. Well, she had one shot that was stolen from her accidentally because Oksana hit her in the eye. That can't be her fault. But then she had to literally wait for the Paige and AJ thing to die out. And I think they stopped it because for like a whole year we've had nothing but Paige and AJ.
Yeah.
And then the Bella twins just came out of nowhere because they stopped filling.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could see it both ways. As in,
So
like,
you gotta go in real quick and come out real fast.
I could see it as it being you could be.
Sorry, I thought it was bathroom.
You can see why AJ would leave,
Yeah.
but retiring.
You can usually just say
It's not like they didn't push her. Like, she wasn't performing every night.
Yeah.
They
I think they always built the Divas division around her.
Yeah, they did.
Like one of the
They did.
top divas.
It's nowhere near as bad as CM Punk's situation, where he had to perform every single night,
Yeah.
noon and day, right when he was back.
And when he was injured, they always put him back. And Vince McMahon said, "I owe you one," and they never got anything out
Like,
of that.
and it's totally different because whereas the WWE always focuses on one thing, the Divas division had multiple stories to go through thanks to the show.
No, I just
Because of that,
I rode the
that
bus
whole big
from
drama
the gas
show.
station to here. It's legit a 10-minute
But
ride.
the only problem is there's only one Divas championship.
From the best center.
And every diva wants the championship. So you literally have a useless match after useless match after
Yeah.
useless match.
On the
Because everybody's focusing on the championship and not on any type of like vendetta
Yeah,
or
there's no like real storyline.
real storyline.
The last storyline I think that happened that didn't involve the title was Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella.
Yeah, that was it. And that was like the highlight of 2 years WrestleMania. Sorry, what is it?
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. That was the highlight of SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And it was a great match.
I guess also you could say too the
Obviously,
Bellas,
she's actually gonna look.
Yeah,
Every
but,
nigga's gonna look. I'm gonna
but that didn't really go.
I mean, they had such a good thing going with that, where they had Brie as the underdog,
Yeah.
and they were basically giving her the I was about to say Daniel Bryan's
Go ahead.
his real
Did
name.
you wear glasses?
Daniel Bryan, not Bryan Daniels, but
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. His they had that going, and it was great what they were doing. It was fantastic, and they just dropped it.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're back to being sisters, like it never
Yeah.
happened.
And then they don't even have an explanation of why they're just all friends.
Yeah,
they
they
say
just
like
said-
blood's thicker than water, but they don't have like a. It doesn't really feel like they have a real explanation.
Because they had everything from Jerry Springer to the brother coming on
Yeah.
to they built up so much around that, and then it just dropped and no explanation.
Yeah, and then she
I
was like
mean-
a personal assistant, and then she helped Nikki win the title, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah, after three, because you were thinking, oh, after 3 months, she's gonna screw over Nikki
Yeah.
on that title on the last day or something,
Yeah.
and she's gonna screw her over because like you don't owe me now. Or you don't
Yeah.
own me, and that would have been great. I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, but then nothing happened.
Exactly. It's just like next day, we're back together.
Yeah. They didn't explain why. So.
I mean,
But,
Stockholm syndrome. I don't know.
Maybe Vince McMahon got bored of that feud. Because he got bored of, me and my friend were talking about, he got bored of the Golden Stardust feud.
Oh yeah. And that only started too, and that was great. The Rhodes, that was great. A Rhodes family feud.
Yeah.
How many great matches we could have had?
I know. We could have had a great match at WrestleMania.
I mean, I personally think that AJ leaving could be multiple things. My two options that I'm pretty sure
They
is
just
the
making
reason.
excuses as to why that
One, she's
she's
pregnant.
able to cheat on that girl.
Because that just means, because that would just,
But then he was like,
solidify
"Oh, I
why
would
she
leave
would want to
her for being
retire.
a hoe."
Yeah.
So he's like,
Because she wants to be at home with a baby
Yeah.
and all that.
And she can't
No, he said,
really
"Would you
go,
watch
she
your
can't
have
raise a
sex with
child
female
and
for
go
$10
on
million?
tour. So,
I would say no.
Because that's not an easy thing to do because you're traveling.
yeah, and plus CM Punk's going to be in
No,
UFC
that's
soon,
fucking
so he
disgusting.
can't really take care
I'm sorry.
of the child fully. So I think maybe that is
Get
the
the fuck out of
most
here.
likely thing that happened.
Yeah, I would not.
Second thing that could have happened is she's not part of the Total Divas package,
Yeah.
so her storyline would be limited. like it was.
Because she can't be part of it because CM Punk, she's dating CM Punk.
Yeah.
They can't.
And
No, that's
so,
fucking nasty and disgusting.
when they
That's just-
did
that's
do
a-
Total
just a
Divas and they
lame-ass
had
excuse
AJ
for
even there,
somebody to
you could
cheat.
see her parts were basically
And get
limited
money
to
from it. Like, no.
age mostly.
$10 million should not let you.
And I think you can only ride the frenemies train for so long
Then,
that she was
doesn't
even
look
getting
good.
tired of it. So that is the most. Those are the two things I can think of for an early. I mean, really early.
Get the fuck out of here.
27. Like usually
Nigga, if
divas
I
don't
won
get out of
lottery,
business
I
until
would
they're
give him the
pushing
$10 million.
40.
Yeah.
Like Trish Stratus, Lita, they don't do
I
that
guess
until they're pushing
75%,
40.
you get the other 25%.
And especially if you still look good.
Yeah, she still looked good, but she was still less than
Yeah.
matches and all that.
She
I'll
lost
give him
weight.
like
She
25%
Yeah.
did all
of my
this,
10
you know,
million.
cardio.
She was doing. I think she added some new movesets.
Yeah,
too
she
to
added
it.
some new
Yeah,
movesets
but no.
to her
I
repertoire.
want to use the money
The
first.
springboard was new. You
Yeah.
know.
Enjoy the rest of it.
She was definitely doing things.
And buy like almost the whole
So
entire liquor
it
store.
must be just sudden.
It's,
It is shocking.
listen,
Yeah.
if,
I mean, when I got it, I didn't
won
think.
$10 million,
I thought it would be
I
an April
fucking,
Fool's joke,
like,
but apparently.
Yeah, because it was on April Fool's.
I'll travel
Cause,
the world.
What was
yeah,
the day
no,
after?
It was the day after, so that's how I knew it wasn't a joke. Because it happened literally like at 10 o'clock at night on
I know.
April 1st, and everyone's like, AJ Lee. And then I woke up the next morning, AJ Lee, you're
Yeah.
tired. And I was just like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
AJ Lee's 27. She's the same age as Alicia Fox. She was tired.
Yeah. So it was just insane. It was just insane. But no, she's retired. What is your favorite AJ Lee moment?
My favorite AJ Lee moment. In the ring or
Just
character-wise?
anything.
Character-wise, when
I think
her
I
and
would travel
Vicky
the world.
Guerrero were having
Help my dad fix his
their
house.
little tussle
Yeah.
with their characters, it was awesome. It was hilarious.
And that ended when she turned heel. But
Yeah, but it was so good because you had literally a crazy young girl
Like, I want to be out of
who
the
also
country.
had
I wanna go
aspirations to be the
to
best,
go to, like,
and you had the
Spain.
crazy old girl who had aspirations, who was already in the spot, but it was time to
Nah,
go.
that's
It
what
was
I wanna
basically
do.
a generation
I'm
story,
gonna travel
and I
like
love
this,
those
like-
types of stories.
Yeah.
Those were great. We got to see her promo chops. AJ
Yeah,
got
but then
some
I'm gonna help my
fine
dad fix,
promos.
like, fix
I
I
mean,
like those when like they played like the video package for like that big Divas match she
Oh,
had,
yeah.
and she was talking about how no one's gonna take this title, the Divas title from her. I
Exactly.
like that form.
her promos were great. So I think, and the sad thing is, I saw a lot of potential with the AJ Lee and Paige feud. Because of course here you have the Punk rock girl, then you have the goth girl, pale skin coming up. Then you basically have these two anti-divas that want to disrupt the establishment and bring, wrestling back to the women's division versus the Barbie-like Bella Twins or everybody on Total Divas, basically. So you could have, if we had like a tag team for women or something like that, division, that would have been great.
I remember because I will go back sometimes and watch the wrestling pay-per-views from the 80s. They had a women's tag team championships. They
Oh,
called
yeah.
it the
I
ladies
was like,
tag
yo,
team
my nigga, remember that day I
They had
bought
like
pizza? Remember that day?
the jumping bond.
Where my 3 bills at?
Well,
That's still 100 mil right there, my nigga.
Mula and Mae Young, they were a tag team.
TNA tried to make a women's tag team championship, but it didn't work out.
I mean, but the thing is, TNA, there's a big difference. TNA's women, TNA's knockout division isn't what it used to be. So, and they have less people now than they did.
Because they can't bring people in.
Yeah, they can't bring in any new people. When the knockout division first started, or when it was in its heyday, it was fantastic. I mean, they put on better matches than men. I mean, when you had Kong and Gale just came back, and then you had
You still had the beauty.
you had the beautiful people, then you had Miss Tessmacher. You had so many talented individuals there that you could just pick and choose. You could literally do the problem with Divas Division now is that there's too many people in it and only one title.
Yeah. Also, there's people in it that don't have the talent.
Exactly. Because you still have Natalia, who should have gotten the title shot.
Well, she's had them, but she should be like a multi-time
Exactly.
Divas champion.
Natalia, both Bellas, Paige,
I completely just.
Alicia
Yeah,
Fox,
I think Alicia
Cameron, Naomi,
Eva Marie,
Summer Rae.
I don't know if Tamina Snuka is still there.
No, well, she's still on the roster, but
We haven't seen her.
no.
Can't really think of who else.
I would definitely have like.
Yeah, I mean, Rosa Mendez, but I don't really think
Rosa's
she's
a
a wrestler.
she's a wrestler anymore. But there are just so many. I mean, they had to ship Emma back to NXT. 'Cause
Yeah.
there were literally so many divas, and then
And there was some problems with them of it. I mean, they put it with Santino, and they kind of failed. But you also had that whole shoplifting story that happened.
oh yeah, but that was over.
Yeah.
And but but the thing is Vince is bringing up Divas way because they're probably gonna bring in Charlotte soon because Charlotte's storyline in NXT is about to be over.
Yeah.
So I saw what they did there. They did the same thing with Neville.
Yeah.
And now I guess AJ didn't want to be. 'Cause she was
coming out of the
like, you're gonna
hood.
bring in. You'll literally have like 11 divas, one championship,
Yeah.
and no story in between those times.
You need to
Hold on,
have
the basketball.
either multiple stories and make another
How
champion.
are you gonna have 11 bodies in one
Shoot
championship
and pull, man.
and no other side story?
Yeah.
That's not gonna work. Nobody wants to, interchange and watch people. We love wrestling, but we also love story.
Yeah.
And when there's no story behind the wrestling, what's the point?
Yeah. There's no point of having a match.
Yeah.
So then, what about your favorite AJ Lee
Models
match?
got it.
Favorite AJ Lee match? I think it has to be favorite AJ Lee match. I think it has to be the Natalia match that she had a while back.
What, TLC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's so tough because she's a good wrestler. But they just don't give the Divas much time. A lot of the times when she wrestles, she doesn't give much time. I remember she had matches. I remember her payback match with Caitlyn wasn't that
Oh
bad.
yeah, Caitlyn. What happened to Caitlyn?
I think she left. She left.
Like,
She quit.
honestly, I'm literally sitting here wondering what happened to all these divas that we had, and because they didn't have any story.
Yeah, I think that's why Caitlyn left too.
Of course, she was good.
I thought she was a little bit bland, but she could have. But she was a good
No,
wrestler.
she was a tech. She could have improved her
Hold on, where do I
technicality.
get a sticker
Yeah.
for my car?
She was good at for power.
Yeah.
She's good for power, and we don't have a lot of powerful women other than now Natalia because they got rid of Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of powerful women.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to market Brie as a powerhouse, but come on.
You mean Nikki?
I'm sorry, Nikki. They're trying to market Nikki as a powerhouse because she's dating John Cena, and I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there like, no.
They don't even reference the fact that her and John Cena were even going out.
Oh no, that's it. Because when you think about it, the Bella Twins took on their husband's persona. Now you got Brie. You got Brie basically doing Daniel Bryan's kicks and
Yeah.
knee and all this. Rainbow,
Yeah.
doing the shakes and everything.
Yeah.
And then you have, Nikki basically, doing a whole bunch of taunting and flexing
Yeah.
and power moves like John, and then, getting her ass beat and coming back.
Yeah.
The Rack Attack,
Yeah.
awfully named.
He's trying to go to Framingham.
Huh?
The awfully named Rack Attack.
Yeah.
Forgettable.
So yeah, it's just all insane. But I also like the AJ Lee's matches with Paige too. They were good.
Oh yeah, they were good.
Like you said, the matches with Natalia.
No, I want to graduate my associates first.
I remember that fatal four-way match they had in Night of Champions with AJ Lee, Nikki Bella.
No ginger ale?
Sweet Mellow.
Yes, that was so good.
Only Schweppes.
I mean,
And AJ Lee was like the longest reigning Divas champion.
Yeah, I said
Now
it.
in
I went
history.
there.
Yeah.
That bike is probably
I
going
gotta
to be
go past
broken, I know, but
You leaving right
So
after
cool.
I
that?
mean, that's probably because I guess also I could say she probably didn't. She probably thought she had nothing else to do.
yeah,
You know.
because there's really, what else can she really do other than win the title? There's really no way you can go with that. Alright, so now we talked about that. Now we're going to talk about TNA from, and when if James walks in, I don't know when he'll be here, he can give his thoughts about this whole AJ Lee thing. But no matter what we've been talking about. So overall, now let's talk about TNA. Before we talk about the show itself, what do you think right now as a company TNA is at? Like, how do you think it's doing?
Bye,
I
guys.
think it's dying. I think it's a sinking ship that's dying. It has so much potential. It's literally the Titanic. It hit the iceberg, and it's just dying. So much great stuff that TNA could have done. Even with its production value and the fact that it's in like New York all the time or anything. I mean, because that's not an excuse. Look at NXT. So, but it's literally like the story lines, the creative writing team. I don't know what happened. I don't know what you did, but you're worse than WWE, and that's a feat. Because people complain the fuck out of WWE.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got worse than them, but you did. And then you have great wrestlers, but you need to teach them some promo skills, man. Teach them some promo skills. Like, you have veterans like Kurt Angle, who's one of the most charismatic wrestlers ever.
I think he's being held back a little bit.
Yeah, but he's not like they're not even letting him droop.
Yeah.
And then you have Lashley, who actually got better since being an MMA. And his promos and everything. You have so much potential, but yet you're doing the same thing WCW did, and you let these old people just ruin everything. Sorry, that's what happened.
Yeah.
You let Hogan do it. You let Bischoff do it. You should have never let them do it. I mean,
Yeah, they should have just been there just for.
just should have been like, fakely running the business versus really running it.
Yeah. I remember that whole, the worst thing that they probably have done. I mean, there's been a lot of bad things, but one of the things is the whole aces and eights, and that was just.
I think James probably liked it when it first started. I
Yeah.
hated it from the beginning.
Oh, really?
I hated it from the beginning.
Right, you know where it was
It was
going.
a fake ass NWO. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I was like looking at it. I was like, so you're trying to be NWO. And the minute that I knew that it was Hulk Hogan, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Hulk Hogan.
That was Hulk Hogan's idea.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell that was Hulk Hogan's idea.
Yeah.
And I sat there just like, oh my God, you can't just recycle your glory days again and again and again with new people. And then they tried to bring in Rampage Jackson.
Oh my gosh,
and
Tito
Ortiz. And I was just like, oh, so it's like the NWO when they brought in Shaq and all these celebrities and all this other shit. It was literally that. That's why I sat there. I was like, it's gonna fail because it's something that we saw already.
And aces and eights did fail.
Yeah, and the same way that NWO got so big and so powerful that everybody was basically part of it.
The only thing that they really did want to was they always lost. Aces and eights never really won a match.
No, and they kept getting bigger. I don't know how you have a gang that loses but keeps getting bigger.
I know. And I remember they always would run away from one guy if they had a chain or something.
Yeah, because Hulk Hogan was on the other side of TNA.
Yeah.
He's just like it was the same thing between NWO and WCW, just like it was Aces and Eights versus TNA.
Yeah.
Sitting there just like, but Hulk Hogan's on the other side now, so of course Hulk Hogan can't lose.
Yeah.
It's Hulk Hogan.
Remember had face off. He had his boy too.
And then they tried to save it with the whole Mafia thing.
Yeah, the new main event Mafia.
Oh my God. That was so bad. It was so bad.
Another thing that I thought was bad that they've done too was in 2011. I don't know if you remember Victory Road, Sting versus Jeff Hardy. I don't really think I need to say anymore.
Granted, and that's when Jeff was fully off of his stuff. You know, Jeff was actually off. He wasn't. It wasn't like his Sting match, which we will never talk about.
Yeah.
Because that was just bad. But he you know, he was sober. He was great.
Yeah.
He was clear-minded, and you dropped the ball. Like, you didn't just drop it. You like plummeted it into the center of the earth.
Pretty much.
And the sad thing is that was also the same year that they did the
Immortal storyline.
yeah, and that was good. And that just went away after that whole match, and it never was touched.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there, I was like, so what happened to the Immortals?
I don't know.
Like, that just gonna, we're just gonna forget that happened. Okay. We're just gonna,
That's like the wrestling companies just in general.
that's what
wanna,
they do.
If they want to forget about something, they'll try to make us forget about it. But we
No,
don't
they just let it go like it never happened. And I just sitting there, I'm like, we're not stupid, you know.
You know, you do
can't
it.
just switch next week.
I totally agree.
My classes don't switch next week. I'm not going to forget like the lesson plan from next
Yeah.
week. I'm not gonna forget that there was a faction that
Yeah, I agree. So now, I guess let's just talk about the show. I know you didn't see it, so.
No, but I can reference a little bit.
Okay. Alright, so this TNA happened on April 4th, 2015. We got Taz and Josh Matthews on commentary. And the first match, we get like Eric Young versus Bobby Roode. And this is like the final chapter match because they've been feuding. You know why they're feuding, right?
Yeah, I know.
They've been feuding since January, though. And Eric Young comes out. He talks about how he's going to end Bobby Roode, and says that he will make sure Bobby Roode will never hold the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So then Bobby Roode comes out and talks about and Eric Young also said too that the people remember the winners. So Bobby Roode talks about you may have ended my career and cost me the title, but I don't know who this is.
Probably.
Oh, it's James. I don't know what to do. You want to answer it? Or?
Yeah. Continue.
Okay. So then,
Hello.
Bobby Roode talks about how
We're at the student center.
he wins the
Yep.
he beat him in a six-sided steel cage match, and Roode beat him in a last man standing match. So he says that tonight he's gonna beat Eric Young and make him tap out. So then they get the submission match, and the first half of the match is pretty much Bobby Roode beating the crap out of Eric Young. And they explained it. This is how the match is won. The only way you can win is by submission in the ring.
Basically.
Yeah. They even they made like a whole video about how this match is supposed to be done. The
People
referee,
don't know what submission matches are anymore.
Yeah, but then they explain you can't do it outside the ring. You can do whatever you want outside.
No shit.
But then they say you can call when you get to the ropes, you can call for a break.
Yeah, right.
Okay, yeah. But it's a submission match. You're supposed to submit.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be making your...
I know, but they said
WWE did it with fucking recently with John Cena and Rusev, so I just... Oh my god.
Yeah, they had to explain what a submission match
They
was.
never explained it. If WWE doesn't have to explain it, you don't have to explain it TNA. Okay?
Yeah, they had like a whole video with the referee explaining it.
You don't have to, because if little kids just get into this, don't need to know what it is, then only people who watch TNA usually are wrestling fans. They know what it is.
Yeah.
They know what it is.
So then, Bobby Roode gets him in a crossface on the outside, but the referee has to tell him, no, you can't make him tap out. So then he had to let go. Then he gets back in, and then Roode somehow tweaks his leg. So Eric Young just targets the injured leg. He stomps on it on the steps.
Classic heel.
Yeah. And he's just being unhinged too, but they said he's unhinged now.
Oh, yeah.
He's not normal. Like ever since he's turned heel on Bobby Roode, he's been unhinged.
Mhm.
So then Roode tries to fight off through the pain. He hits his typical moves, the spine buster, the rock buster off the ropes, and then he gets Eric Young in the crossface, and then he gets out of it, and then Eric Young gets him in the figure four. Roode's able to turn the pressure around, but then he has to let go because his leg's too hurt. And then the referee takes a bump. And then Roode gets him in a crossface, and Eric Young taps out, but the referee doesn't see it. So he wakes up the ref, and Eric Young hits a low blow, and then he gets him in the figure four. And they start slapping each other. And Roode starts cursing at him, and then he ends up having to tap out. So Eric Young wins. What do you think about that?
Well, I was there when the feud started, and
You were actually at the show live, or?
I mean, it was kind of long overdue, but it wasn't. And if this was supposed to be the end of rivalry,
I don't know. It doesn't really know.
it
Sometimes it might
doesn't
not be
feel
over.
like it because
They both beat each other twice.
if that, because yeah, like you said, if it wasn't really a definitive win, nobody won over everybody. It's not like Rusev and John Cena, where he wins. We have the third match.
Yeah.
That's it. Best 3 out of best 2 out of 3 or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Best match. Just like like a fighting game. Win 2 matches in a row, guys.
Yeah.
Then that's what you win. But if you have 2 and then 2 and then 2 and then 2, you're still tied.
Because Roode beat him twice before this match.
He beat him twice, and then Young beat him twice. I was there for that.
Yeah. Eric Young, I think.
He beat him once, and then that's why we had this match.
Yeah.
And now you told me that he beat him again.
Yeah.
So he beat him twice. So technically, how does that match up, guys? Like, are you really gonna continue this story that's been long overdue? Like, you can't. That's exactly.
Something tells me they're gonna do something where Bobby will get rid of Eric Young, because Eric Young says as long as he's still breathing and all that, Bobby Roode's never gonna touch that TNA World Championship. So I don't know where it's going. And then the Wolves come out because Eddie Edwards injured his leg in a one-night-only event. Oh crap! I did not see you come. All right, now we have to.
5-star frog splash.
Now we have to turn the camera so they can see you.
Oh no! I can move it down because this is your guys' part, anyways. Because I didn't watch TNA. So
You didn't watch TNA either.
I didn't watch TNA. Just stay. Just stay, brother.
I'm trying to inform them.
We can give our opinions as a third party perspective. How about
Okay.
that?
I'll tell you.
Because then it's fun.
We already talked about the AJ Lee thing.
What
so
am I
we-
sitting here?
well,
Okay.
yeah, we're going.
Alright.
Alright.
I guess I'm now in the middle.
Okay.
Look at that.
Alright. How's everything going, by the way?
Everything's fine. I had
We'll talk about it.
Hey,
after the show.
introduction.
Oh yeah.
Well, my name is James Hebert.
Yeah, this
I'm-
is James,
I'm the autistic fat, and I have 3 musketeers.
and he's the host of the Weymouth Youth Wrestling Show.
I am, indeed. Look at that. You doing your research there.
Well,
Look at that.
yeah. By the way, I don't think you still didn't remove that video.
Thank you. I need to do that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
By the way, don't watch
All
the.
it shows is us talking, but it doesn't have any sound.
Don't watch. Let's just tell.
If you guys want to enjoy a bunch of silence and just seeing a bunch of idiots on camera not realizing it, go feel free.
Yeah, because don't watch. They're gonna try to redo that video.
Yeah. We will try. We're gonna try.
But he's having. That's why the second episode was really
To
good.
catch you up to speed.
Yeah, let's catch you up to speed. So we talked about the AJ Lee thing. We want to know what you think about that. Her retirement.
All right. I think I'm not gonna go into why she retired or why I think she retired.
Yeah, we did that, but
I'm gonna first say, for the short amount of time she was in WWE, it really wasn't that long if you think about it compared to like Trish and Lita and how many years.
You mean
they've
a
been in
normal
there.
career.
Pretty much, yeah. Divas, you know what the sad part is? Divas are the only ones that like have a normal career.
Exactly.
Like every other like wrestlers wrestle for like male wrestlers wrestle for like
Yeah, I know.
20 to 30 years, or like even
then
36 in Ric Flair's
and then the
case,
Divas
40
wrestle.
years maybe.
Unless you're Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan.
And Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan,
Yeah,
only
Ric Flair.
wrestling for like 50 years.
Or Sting.
Or Sting.
Or Triple H.
And Triple H. But everybody
And,
else, but all the divas wrestle like a minimum of 3 to 6.
Yeah,
That's a good
they have
amount.
like a normal reign.
I think Trish Stratus. You said that she retired.
Well,
Raven,
Trish
that she
Stratus-
retired at
well,
40.
Yeah, well, Trish Stratus and Lita were because they lived through 2 eras. They lived through the Attitude and the Ruthless Aggression. So that was
Yeah.
basically 20 years. But back then, you gotta admit they didn't have any. They didn't really have anybody.
Yeah.
There was no surplus of divas. In fact, that's why the divas search started. Because
They're doing it again.
Yeah.
They're doing it
I
again.
know, which is stupid now.
Well, yeah, it's stupid.
Now it's stupid. Back then it made sense. 'Cause
Dude,
there
look
was
at what
nobody.
we have right now in the divas, especially in NXT. You have Charlotte,
Yeah.
Sasha Banks, the current
Who's
champion,
probably gonna
Yeah.
get pushed up now? Charlotte,
Becky Lynch,
Becky Lynch.
Bailey,
Emma, Alyssa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss, the new debuting Dana Brooke, who looks very promising actually.
Yeah.
I gotta say, definitely. And for I'm just going off topic. Definitely expect
Carmella.
a feud between Charlotte and Dana Brooke, because those two are probably going to be the most
If
athletic
Charlotte's
divas
still-
on there.
Well, Charlotte's still down now.
Well, yeah, we talked about it, and because technically they need another body in the Divas division, they're probably going to put Charlotte up anyways, because it
Yeah.
seems like what they were going to do anyways.
But,
But they're probably giving a send off. So
Let me see. They still have Tamina Snuka on payroll.
Yeah, I don't know
Again,
where. I
yeah,
have no
we
clue.
talked about that.
Yeah, we don't know where she went.
I don't know why. Like, I sat there like, how are you?
Maybe she pulled a karma and got pregnant.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Because I love me some Tamina, and I would hate to have her, just.
If they were to make Alicia Fox a regular character, I wouldn't mind seeing her in that spot.
Oh, they're
Especially the
never gonna do
character
that.
she
Even
had,
though
like,
Alicia
when she
Fox.
was going against Paige, when she was like that crazy character.
Oh my God, that was so good, and then
And
Dean
then they
Ambrose
dropped
did it
it.
better. But still,
Yeah.
The what?
I said it was so good. And
You know what
Dean
they should have
Ambrose
done?
stole it.
They should have like made Dean Ambrose like a sort of version of the Godfather, and like have the 3 crazies with him, like have
Yeah.
AJ, Paige, and Alicia Fox
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all follow him around like they're
Yeah.
his flock, like pull a Raven and have like divas
Yeah.
like interfering in his matches and shit to win championships. Now that would be good TV right there. Having Dean Ambrose be the lunatic fringe with his lunatic fringettes. Whatever
Lunatic
that
fringe.
That would be awesome.
Following him around everywhere. That would be must see TV right
Psycho killers. You can call them psycho killers.
there. No, now you're just sounding like Gangrel rapping to his
Yeah,
instrumental
I
by
wanted
Jim
to-
Johnson.
This game.
Which
girl.
Gangrel
What are
was
you
at?
thinking?
Gangrel was
Stepping
at the
into
Hall
the
of
realm
Fame.
of the devil.
Gangrel was at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they
That was interesting actually. Yeah.
I forgot to say, welcome back, Gangrel, for the pro tip. Good to see you again.
So yeah, AJ Lee, you didn't really get to give your thoughts, but we cut you off.
Well, no, we went on a tangent. For AJ Lee, for the short amount of time you've been in the business, thank you. You've produced us with some very memorable Raw moments, and I actually respect your decision to leave, despite whatever it is. You became one of the best in a short amount of time, so I gotta thank you for all the countless hours of craziness that you've put on TV, and I wish nothing but the best in your future endeavors, and maybe we'll see you on the female MMA circuit.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think she wants any part of Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you might be right.
I don't think
Show over
anybody
9,000. Show over 9,000. Your ass.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Okay. Now we gotta talk. I guess we'll get back to TNA. So
Hold on. Before we do that,
Okay.
my thoughts on AJ leaving are this. I think it's a combination of these 3 things. 1, I think it's the temptation of maybe wanting to join female MMA, despite Ronda Rousey probably destroying her ass. No offense, AJ. Number 2 is she was sick of the bullshit with what was going on with her husband, and the fact that they were probably treating her the same way as her husband when he was in the company. And 3, I think it was the fans on the post-WrestleMania show.
Oh, wow. Right.
Yeah, also but also it's before that too, because they would always chant CM Punk at her every time she would show up.
I mean, she didn't seem like she hated it.
No, I don't think she hated that. I think she acknowledged that more than anything. I think it was the fact that on the night after WrestleMania was her breaking point. I don't think the fans meant to do it. I think they were just there to have a good time and everything,
Yeah.
which I can attest to. But that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back on top of everything else she was dealing with.
Oh yeah, WrestleMania fans were brutal.
But
I mean, not only that, think about it like this too. She was originally thinking of it now. She was probably going to leave in Survivor Series. The only reason why she faked it to take a break probably, and then come back to collect her WrestleMania payroll,
yeah.
and then get the fuck out.
Well, yeah, because
I mean, I don't think-
because you saw it, she was basically going to pass the torch to Paige anyways. And that's what the whole
And,
frenemies thing was about.
There
Anyway.
could be another reason she could leave. It could be where the Divas division's at, even though they don't. They give AJ Lee time and all that stuff, but they don't
They have
really.
no story.
They don't care. There's no stories.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, yeah, and this whole Divas like.
The only story they have is the Divas Championship.
Yeah.
No,
Total
not
Divas.
even that. They don't even have that as a story, really. I mean, think of it like this, too. Yes, the Divas champion is in a storyline with the Crazies, Paige and
Yeah.
AJ. But the championship's never on the line. It wasn't on the line at WrestleMania. It was
Should've
in a
been.
fucking tag team match.
They would have had all the titles defended this year at Mania.
If they were to do a Fatal 4-Way, they would have.
And then you're gonna have Paige win. If AJ Lee was gonna leave, I don't know if AJ Lee was planning.
Yeah,
on leaving.
I was thinking like because it could have set up so much story too.
Yeah.
Like really looking back on it now, that was the poop match, if you will. If you want to put it in a PG perspective, because think of what you could have done. You could have done Brie finally turning on Nikki. Then you could have had Brie eliminate Nikki,
Boy,
leaving the 3 best divas
Oh, it
in
would
this
be-
in this case to fight for the championship.
Oh,
Then
it
have
would be an
Brie get
elimination
eliminated by by AJ, and then AJ and Paige are the final 2. They go at it for 10 minutes, last 10 minutes, and then they win, and then Paige wins, and then AJ retires or whatever. Or AJ comes for a return match, loses that, and then she retires,
Well, the night-
and then she goes out with a blaze of glory. The fact is, WWE wasn't doing that, and if we really think about it, AJ was one of the pioneers to start a new revolution for the Divas division when it was at its lowest point. So
I remember when that pipe that she had cut on the Total Divas.
exactly, and that's what started it all. I mean, it was the starting point. As much as I hate to admit it, was Total Divas. It was AJ that launched that point with that pipe bomb.
Because I think if she didn't do that pipe bomb, it would be who knows what it would be.
The NXT Women's Championship division wouldn't exist if that didn't happen. That's how I think of it.
Yeah.
Well, it started off kind of slow anyways. No offense to Alicia Fox. Love you. Always. But you were the first Divas champion when they unified the Divas.
No, it was
when they
Michelle
switched
McCool.
it out.
it was Michelle McCool that was
Michelle McCool?
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah, I
way
forgot.
back.
Yeah,
that was like
that
in
was way
2009.
back.
It's
Ooh,
It was one of the best divas too.
Yeah.
That deserves a very underrated diva, by the way. That deserves a lot
Michelle
more credit
McCool,
than
yeah.
she does. Let's go on to TNA.
no, I asked. Well, yeah, actually,
Commentators Taz and Josh Matthews again assigned at TNA is copying WWE. They got former WWE commentators on their commentary team instead of a fine combo with Dom West and Mike Tenay in the past. Now we're in Taz and Mike Tenay wasn't that bad. Now we're just gonna say screw it and go with Josh Matthews.
I would have gone with Mike Tenay and Josh Matthews.
That definitely I agree with. I don't mind Josh Matthews as a commentator. As a matter of fact, I actually think he's one of the most underrated commentators in the business. But to
He's a good play-by-play comic.
He really is.
He talks
And,
about that on commentary too.
I mean, but the fact that they're pairing him up with Taz and not Mike Tenay just goes to show you where TNA is trying to go still. They're still trying to copy WWE to this day.
I think there's
Just by having
something
them on there.
with
And
Taz
yet
too
they're
that they can't take
copying
him off commentary because.
They're copying on a sinking ship.
They really are, yeah.
But,
I mean, it's not the greatest way to do it.
But something I think is there's something in Taz's contract that won't let him that he has to stay on commentary because it seems like he's if it wasn't Mike Tenay would have still been.
Don't get me
on
wrong,
commentary.
Taz is great when it comes to commentating moves. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Yeah, I think he does a better job of that than the WWE
but
commentator.
his play-by-play stinks.
He really does, yeah. I mean,
But
think
And
of it
his
like this
character
too. You
commentary
had
stinks.
again, you look at SmackDown. The best commentary team of all time for SmackDown was Taz and Michael Cole. Michael Cole was the play-by-play guy. Taz was the guy that called the moves. And when that meshed together the way it did, and with Paul Heyman training them the way they did, it made for magic. It made for magic on commentary.
as a character commentary, you know, to give you know the fans involved who are watching. You know, that's why they went with the three-party, the three commentary system.
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with that. Going on to the next one.
Well, I wanted to ask you because I asked Raven this before we started. What do you think is TNA is at as a company right now? I know, like
Hold
you're gonna
on,
talk
hold
about
on.
this.
Man,
Hold on, I'm sorry.
it's fine. Don't worry about
Hold
it.
on, I'm gonna.
My
Let's see.
my theory of
Yeah,
TNA
okay.
as a company. Yeah, it's fine. That's not like it's weird or anything.
Oh,
Is it weird or not?
What? No.
Yeah, I gotta figure it. All right. Yeah, I'm just
I don't
making
think
sure.
I don't know if he'd be doing it on camera.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it was fake. Anyway,
So TNA is a company.
TNA as a company. Glorified indie league.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm
That's
just,
all you need to say?
See, I just pulled up because I knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, you agree with that? Glorified indie league.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't see. It doesn't.
Even
I
it's
will
not-
say this. Yeah, through taking a look at Ring of Honor, even with the limited
Exactly,
roster
Ring
they
of
have,
Honor is.
is even better than TNA right now. I mean, I'm gonna go with this. I will say this about TNA. They were not a glorified indie league from 2006 to 2008.
When
They were.
started.
Hell, I'd even go as far as to say early 2010. They were not a glorified indie league. That was their hottest time period, those 4 years. They had the biggest stacked roster imaginable to compete with the WWE. Had Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff not taken over, even with Vince Russo on the creative team, I'm almost positive that TNA would still be standing against WWE in the Monday night. And then they would eventually have gotten rid of Vince Russo, got somebody better, and then if that were the case, it probably would have been Paul Heyman. And if it was Paul Heyman, they probably would have competed with the WWE, and we probably wouldn't have gotten any of the stuff that we're getting in WWE now if that never would have
WWE
happened.
would actually have to try.
And the WWE, yeah, exactly. The WWE would have actually had to try it. We would have had competition again.
Yeah.
I think TNA lost sight in that, and they were trying to be exactly like what they were supposed to separate themselves from, which was to be separate from the WWE.
They did what WCW did and killed itself.
Exactly.
No matter how much you want to say it, Vince, you didn't kill it. It killed itself.
Exactly. I mean, and you look at TNA, the first sign of TNA being was the fact that they got rid of the six-sided ring. I knew when they did that they were done.
Now they have it. Now they have it back though.
They have it back now. It doesn't mean
well,
anything.
Congratulations.
It doesn't mean anything. You know, they have it back now for what?
Yeah.
A cup of coffee for whatever, however long they have left. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I want. Don't get me wrong. I would love for them to be back on top and compete with Raw again. I really would. I would really love to see that roster that we had in 2010 and can merge it with the roster that we have now. I would love to see that. I would love to see the stacked roster. I'd love to see the immense talent. I'd love to see the X Division revamp. I'd love to see them bring back the television title because they have such a stacked roster.
Yeah, they have
but the bottom line is, they're not going to do it. They're not going to be able to do it. They have blown their money on Hogan and Bischoff and on the Spike TV execs because they fucked them over by bringing them in the first place because they demanded so much money and demanded certain perks, which was creative writing.
And brought Brooke Hogan in. By the way, not to get off topic, but do you still have my phone?
Yeah, no.
And I need to check what
Your
time
phone?
it is.
You took your phone.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, it's right here.
It's under my fat ass. No.
Okay.
Let's go on to it. Let me see. What are we doing? Eric Rude versus Bobby Young.
No,
in a match submission.
Okay. No, the real match. We already kind of talked about this, but I'll just tell you what happened again. Eric Young versus Bobby Roode in a submission match. Now, I have to tell you something.
I want to see. What do you think won?
Let's see. Let's see if you can guess who won.
Who won the last encounter? Because I know they had a previous one.
Bobby. Oh wait, here's how the matches go for winners. Eric Young won the no holds barred match.
Okay.
Rude won the six-sided steel cage match. I don't know what they call it, but that's. And
Okay.
Rude won the last man standing match.
Eric Young.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I want to tell you something.
Wow!
I want to tell you something though.
Okay, go ahead.
They had to make a YouTube video explaining to the fans what a submission match was.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Hey, guys! I can do that too. You see this? This is my hand. My face is in pain. You know what happens when your face is in pain? Because you're in a hold? You tap out. Then you win the match. See?
Yeah, he also
Easy.
but he had to explain you can only do it in the ring.
In the ring.
Oh,
Rope
okay.
breaks.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you have to do it in the ring. So pretend this huge cushion, that's the ring. You're in the center of it. You have to tap out because you can't get to the ropes. And if that happens, you win the match.
Yeah, and then he
Magic, people. It's not that hard.
And then
Why
he
do
said-
they waste their production efforts making a YouTube video? I mean, I like YouTube videos too. Don't get me wrong. We're making one right now.
Yeah.
But why waste your money and resources to make a long-ass video probably about this is how you do a submission match? Yeah, exactly.
He also explained you have to get to when you get to the ropes, the referee calls a break.
Anyway,
And then
how good was the match? You know what? Fine.
It's okay.
It was okay. Let me guess. 3 stars, right?
Huh?
Let me guess. 3 stars, right?
It was, it was 3 stars.
Next.
Young won with the figure 4.
Yeah.
And
Woo!
yeah.
Woo!
So then the Wolves come out and they cut a promo and Eddie
The
Edwards.
best thing going right now in TNA.
Eddie Edwards has an injury. He has an injured heel because he toured at a one night only event.
How many times has that guy to get injured himself during
Yeah,
tapings and then
exactly.
just come back like, oh yeah, I'm fine, even
He's
though I
on
was
crutches.
injured.
He's on crutches though.
Him and Jay Uso stay getting injured.
Hey, maybe WWE will work out a deal finally with them. Okay, so our guy is kind of injured. Your guy is kind of injured. Just have them team up.
But they said that
will never
they
get
want to
the names
relinquish
up.
the titles because without the Wolves, without any member of the Wolves, there's no Wolves. So they're gonna relinquish the titles, and when they come back, they're gonna be stronger than ever. So
So there'll be a 3-time tag team champions, I'm assuming.
So
I
do you-
heard Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy won the tag titles at one point.
it might have already happened.
Yeah.
So you might be just spoiled. So you're gonna get some hate. 'Cause you
I don't
just
care if I get hate. Hey
Um,
guys, I hope I killed your hopes and dreams. The Hardys win the tag titles. Are you sad yet? Do you miss LAX? Do you miss Motor City? Do you miss the Young Bucks? Do you miss Pure Money?
Well, they're still sort of around, but not together.
I'm sorry. It's the Hardy Boys that are the tag team champions.
Yeah. So I was just about
One
to ask you.
who's fat. Another one who might turn into Willow and can't even go to the UK, and finally came back after their tour ended in UK.
Well, he's back as Jeff Hardy now. He won't be James Storm in the match.
Yeah,
Okay.
he can't.
He's not Willow
Yeah.
yet.
He can't be anything else right now.
He can't be anything else right now yet.
Yeah.
But it'll happen.
So
And
the
you guys will
Wolves
be
are
sad.
the Wolves are no longer the TNA Tag Team Champions. I don't know.
Where's Sonata and Manic? Where are they in the tag team fold? Nope, it's gonna be James Storm and Abyss.
I
What
was
the
gonna
fuck?
say it's gotta be James Storm.
No, I don't want it to be. I want to see Manic and Sonata get a chance.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like they would do a better tag team.
James Storm.
They had an X Division tag team.
I feel like Storm should go for
Singles?
Yeah. And same with Abyss. You should bring back the television title.
Yeah, I
They
know.
don't really have much of a division right now.
Then we have Lashley. He gets interviewed and he talks about how tonight in
One man, one mission. TNA champion. No, I'm totally ripping off the last promo he did.
Well, that's pretty much, he didn't say that, but he said like he didn't
Do
complain.
you recognize this yet? One man, one mission. To kill your hopes and dreams by winning the TNA championship. I killed ECW once, I'll do it again. I know, I'm sorry. I'm
Way to hit me in the heart. Man.
Lashley
It's
says.
okay. It's okay.
Oh, I love ECW.
Lashley says that he may have lost to Kurt Angle, but he dusted himself off, and now tonight he's been traded harder for this match than he ever has in any match of his life.
He's lying. He's been trained for Bellator.
And now he says he's
Even
gonna
though Bellator sucks.
and he says he's gonna beat Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, for sure.
And then
Gonna be a
what match was
crippled old
next?
man.
Alright,
Uh-oh.
Angelina.
It's Brock Lesnar all over again.
I'm gonna be.
It's just a low budget version of it. The guy's black this time.
Yeah. Oh my god. But we get the next match, and it's Angelina Love versus Gail Kim.
Guess who won?
Gail Kim.
Angelina, yeah, how'd you know? But Angelina Love says
Gail
that
Kim.
she wants to prove that
Love you, girl.
she's better.
That's like, alright, legitimately, that's like my favorite diva of all time was Gail.
Oh, really?
She is, you want to talk about wrestling personified, that's Gail Kim. Character, badass, looking bitch.
Yeah.
Can wrestle, is hot. Total package.
Promos like it's amazing.
Exactly. It, like,
Promos are always
it
good.
has matches with women that are 5-star who are twice their size. She is
When she went after Awesome Kong?
she is the best diva of all time. I don't care what anybody says.
I can
So-
agree. I can understand what you're saying.
So there we go. Best
But
knockout, whatever you want to say.
Angelina Love cuts a promo before the match, and she said that she's gotten rid of the people that were holding her back. I don't know if she got rid of the
Did she
promo
sound
manager.
like a robot like she always does?
Yeah.
Of course.
I thought I was the only one that thought that.
No.
Let me guess.
Everybody.
Gail Kim, I shall beat you for the Knockouts Championship.
Well, she said, "I'm going to prove that you're better. That I'm better
I will
than you."
prove that I'm better than you.
And then they have the match. The commentators, Josh
My
Matthews
name
was talking
is
about
Angelina Love,
how talented.
and I am a Rudy Poo, candy ass bitch.
That's how it was. But
That's
Angelina
exactly
Love,
what
the comment, Josh Matthews was talking about how, like, if you're not the Knockouts champion, you're not the best right now. She said he was talking about how talented you are the best. So Taz is
Wait,
like,
did he say the best in general?
no, just
did
the
he
best
ju-
right now.
You know, Gail Kim didn't have the
So
title for a while.
they're the best, even better than the male competitor.
No, like if you're the champion of any division, you're the best.
Oh,
Just
okay,
like
that makes sense.
WWE. Oh wait.
Just like
No.
UFC. Well, yeah, actually, no, I think you're giving them too much credit.
I was like,
But
wait,
then Taz was
no.
talking about, well,
Okay.
so we have no tag team champions. Does that mean all the tag teams suck?
Well, we're guessing Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy.
Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy suck right now. Sorry, guys, they're not the tag team champions yet, even though they're vacant
Yeah. So
on TV.
anyhow, Gail Kim won with the Eat Defeat. But it was a decent match overall.
It sounds so funny. That's the one thing I couldn't understand. The name of the move. The Eat Defeat.
But
Her husband's a chef.
Angelina Love flew into the steps.
Eat Defeat.
Eat the
Yeah.
feet.
Is that like the special he cooks? Hey, honey, I'm gonna make some Eat Defeat.
Now you
You want some?
And he is Italian. How'd you know?
You want some kickbacks? You want some kick pad soles cooked in an oven, eh?
But
What the hell did you do with my kick pads? I cooked them in the oven, so you're gonna have some Eat Defeat souffle.
You know what? I hate you so much. I'm gonna name my finisher after you. Okay, I'm going to eat the feet right there. It's going to be on the menu. Gail Kim's eat the feet.
Gail Kim's Eat Defeat special souffle on sale for $9.99. Oh wait, I might get sued.
Oh, yeah.
$9.98.
anyhow,
Yeah, let's go back on topic. Sorry.
Gail Kim ended up doing.
But yeah, go ahead.
I don't know.
Angelina Love. All right, we know Gail Kim wins. Who cares?
Now the cast of Ghost Asylum were walking in the woods. The reason why I'm writing this down, and guess who they visited in the woods? I think you know.
Yes.
Yeah, the Revolution. It was only
You fucking
James
kidding.
Storm, Abyss, and Koya was
Of
there.
course.
You know who Koya is?
How? Wait, why?
Because they're like a show that looks for ghosts.
They're two cults. You got the Bayou cult, and then you got the,
But James
Buddhist
Storm
cult.
and Abyss aren't ghost hunters.
No, but the
We're
other
Sasquatch
guy,
hunters, right?
the other guys are hunters, and they think there's some suspicious
What,
activity.
Sonata and Manica hunters?
No, the Ghost Asylum people are hunters. This is a TV show on Destination America.
You gotta have them, man. They're Bayou people, too.
Isn't the point of a reality show to make it real as possible? Why are they having wrestlers in gimmicks?
Because
I don't know.
They said that there's some suspicious activity going on in James Storm's barn, so they're gonna investigate.
Oh. So what, the Revolution's gonna be there just for that episode?
I don't know.
probably.
Fuck, that's weird. Okay.
Next.
I hope it's just James Storm and not the entire Revolution. Then
I don't think
fake.
it's gonna be on that episode. It's just gonna be on TNA.
You have the
Alright, anyway.
You have the
Moving
Bayou.
on.
Yeah, just move the fuck on. That's fucking.
All right, we have something good. Graham versus Magnus in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Oh yeah, that actually I'm kind of upset.
Match
with
of
this.
the
How
night.
was that? Good?
That was a good match.
He said it was match of the night.
It was for in-win quality and storyline purposes because at the end.
Really? All right.
The only thing I kind of complain about is
1 out of 100 that they do, but that's good.
the only thing I'm going to complain about is they didn't really use the stipulation. It was just kind of like an ODQ match, but
Oh well.
they flowed around to the stage, and then Bram low blows Magnus, and then he beats the crap out of him there. He hits him with the chair a bunch of times. And then Magnus makes a comeback. He hits a drop kick off the top, and he's doing pretty good. He's about to win the match, and then his wife, well, not his wife, but his fiance, Mickey James, comes out. And
Wait, which one?
Mickey James.
For Magnus?
Magnus, yeah.
So Mickey James is back on the roster then.
I don't know if she's on the
Nope.
roster. She's just been out
probably
there.
just a manager, right?
And then this distracts Magnus, so Bram hits him with the chair off the back. And then he puts the chair around his throat twice and puts it against the wind post. And he's like knocked out, and he's about to do like the concerto spot over the steps. But then he sees that Mickey James is there. So he's about to hurt Mickey James, but then James Storm comes out and stops him. Like he grabs Mickey James and he takes her out and saves her. I don't
James Storm does?
know. Yeah.
From Bram?
Yeah, he saves Mickey James.
I thought. Wait. Okay. So, I thought he was. Wait. So does that mean Storm and the Revolution are face now?
I don't know.
What the
It was
fuck?
only Storm that was out there.
Okay,
Well,
that
you know
makes
how
no
James-
sense.
James Storm, you know how he recruits people from the Revolution?
Yeah, but he was trying to recruit Bram.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I thought he was going for Bram.
If he couldn't get to Bram, he went to the next thing.
But then
But Magnus is face.
Yeah, Magnus' face.
He wants to
Bram's-
turn him though. Think about it like this. How Bray Wyatt
Why do they need to
did
turn
John
people?
Cena.
Why do they need to turn people?
It's not gonna happen.
Who gives a shit? Go for Bram! Bram just tried to take out 2 people. I thought you would want him.
I don't know.
He seems to show no mercy. If I was Storm in that storyline, I'd be like,
challenge?
we're going for him.
But where's the challenge? It's Bray Wyatt. Think about it. That's why he wanted to get Cena.
You want to be the challenge. I thought that was the point of factions.
That is the point.
I
But
thought you wanted to be the challenge. I thought you wanted to get the best talent. I thought you wanted to be the most intimidating. I thought you wanted to go for titles.
I
No?
don't know.
no, he
But
wants
Magnus
Not
comes
gonna do
in.
that? No? Okay.
Magnus comes in, hits a rock bottom on Bram. He kicks out, and then
Plus, Bram has the beard of Storm anyway. Minus the
Bram
monkey
hits Magnus off the head with a chair, and then he kicks out of that. Then Magnus hits 3 power bombs and a rock bottom for the win.
chops. Really? He has a rock bottom now?
Yeah.
What does he call it? The Magnus?
Ma-
The Magnus buttocks or something like
no,
that.
it would have been.
It has to
great.
be something British, like the Magnus of London.
It can't be the Magnus Hammer.
This match was good storyline.
The Magnus hammer.
Yeah.
But this
That
match
just
is good.
sounds like what he calls his.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not even gonna go there.
Whoa, it's great. Look, same thing with Wade Barrett when he was just like.
No, at least a bull hammer. It's like, it's like it would sound
The
like some
bull
type
hammer.
of. He says bull hammer elbow.
No,
That's
it's
why
bull
they,
hammer.
they call it a bull hammer, but it's actually the bull hammer elbow.
Yeah, yeah.
So they did that. That's what it's actually called. Magnus. If we called it the Magnus hammer, that would just be.
Anyhow,
They would copy WWE,
Angle.
and it would sound like a sex toy.
Kurt Angle gets interviewed. He talks about how he's hold on. It took him 3 years to
At
regain.
52 years old, I am the TNA Heavyweight Champion for the umpteenth time in a row now.
But yeah, he says that he's took him 3 years to get this TNA World Title. He's not ready to give it up just yet.
It took 3 years off his life.
Pretty much.
3 years off his life.
That is so accurate.
I'm sorry. I love
So
you,
then
man.
It took
but God
3
damn it,
years
it's
off
time.
of ever returning to the WWE, which
God
means
damn
you're
it.
probably never coming back.
Yeah, I know. And they gave him the
Pussy.
since he stayed because him and Vince couldn't work out contract negotiations.
Sting
Because I
left.
wanted them to team up with Swagger, and he didn't want to team up with Swagger because they put him on a full-time schedule.
Yeah. Magnus and Mickey James are
could've
backstage.
Anyway, yeah.
And he comes up to James Storm
Wait,
and asks.
hold on, let me just see the list. I want to see the list. Wait, what are we on now?
Magnus and Mickey James backstage.
Yeah, we won.
And
Next.
then wait. James Storm. They talked to James Storm about why he saved Mickey James, and apparently he says they have a history. So I don't know where that's going.
History.
I don't know. That's all he says.
What history?
Giggity.
What history?
Giggity.
He said he was just helping out an old friend.
Yo.
Giggity, giggity,
Giggity, giggity,
All
giggity.
right.
Alright, so let me talk about. Actually, since you have the notes, talk about the last match.
Lashley versus Kurt Angle, the champion. For the TNA Heavyweight Championship. Who won this match? I'm assuming. Let me guess. Kurt Angle.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Because it's fucking Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle versus
The
Bobby
match-
Lashley. I'm assuming no contest.
The match
Wrestling
was
Cyborg
good. The
versus
match was good though.
steroid freaked out Bellator wannabe black man.
Kurt Angle hits an angle slam. Lashley
It's
kicks
true.
out. Kurt Angle gets him in the ankle lock. Lashley gets to the rope, and then Lashley beats the crap out of him on the outside.
Alright,
Hits a
wonderful.
spear, kicks out, and then Angle hits an angle slam from the top for the win, and then that was the end of TNA. How does it sound to you?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 stars.
What made what on that looks the most interesting to you?
Let me tell you,
I
I'm
can't
being
even rate
generous.
TNA anymore.
Oh, Wiley?
I'm being generous.
I was
rating
about to
TNA.
say, I
if
can't
I
even
if I were to
rate
watch
TNA.
that show, normally out of the time, I'd probably rate it the freaking 1.5 out of 5.
I
Oh, wow.
kind of want to blow my brains out each time I watch TNA every week. I'm only doing this because I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
If I wasn't, I would have stopped.
What? Do this?
No,
No,
I was
no, just watch
stop
TNA.
watching TNA.
I thought you meant do the show.
I don't know how you got worse than WWE. I don't know. Because WWE right now is worse than WWE. But you got worse.
WWE is worse right now than their own developmental brand.
And yet you
Holy
got
shit.
worse than that.
Like how?
How does
I
that
don't know
work?
how.
And the funny thing is, NXT has the same amount of product. No, you got more money going into your product and placement than NXT does.
You know what?
NXT creates a better, and NXT is PG.
Hey,
How
guess
does that
what?
work?
As soon as TNA left Florida, who took over Florida? Oh yeah, NXT. How does that make you look? It must make you look really great, guys. I applaud you.
got
Maybe,
beat by
hey,
the
you know what? I wasn't
developmental
surprised if we got Jay Lethal just for the Ric Flair segment that he
Honestly,
did on TNA.
I want Jay Lethal to
If
join
Jay
NXT.
Lethal's in NXT, I'm happy.
You know what,
Hey,
Jay?
they'll
I
call
know
him the
that
Black Machismo, and I'll be happy.
I know that you're doing stuff at Ring of
Samoa Joe
Honor.
here is going to
I know that you're doing stuff at Ring of Honor, Jay. But if you see this, just
Go to NXT.
call Paul up. Be like, yo,
I want
Hunter,
to see you do the thing with Ric Flair that you
wanna
did in
see you do the
TNA.
thing.
I want to see you do the thing. I want you to go woo, woo. I want to see the woo wall.
So wait,
That
you-
was
you-
like
you
that.
don't-
If there was the, all right. If I had to recall, if we're on the subject of TNA still, the best TNA segment of all time, I have to go with Jay Lethal and Ric Flair. And
Oh God, yes.
that was epic. That was like.
And can you imagine that
If
going up against-
TNA were to capitalize off of that and get rid of all the bullshit that was gonna bring them down, that would be the launching point for like the Monday Night War. Like that was how good that segment was. Like I watch it day after, like I watched it 2 days ago, and I'm like, this was an amazing talent, and they got rid of both of them.
Because
How do you lose that? How do you lose that, man?
Well,
I mean,
Ric
that
Flair?
was both.
Oh.
yeah, Ric Flair and Jay Lethal. Rick went
That
back to
was-
WWE,
and-
and Jay went back to Ring of Honor. Which, by the way, like I said, Jay, you're doing great in Ring of Honor.
Please
But
go to NXT.
You're like the only thing going for Ring of Honor. Right?
Well, no,
Okay.
not technically.
Well, no, but you're
I
like
mean-
the only big star.
Jay Lethal's a big star. Adam Cole's another thing.
Adam Cole's
I gotta
good.
stop watching.
Adam Cole's
Ring of Honor.
good. And Samoa Joe returned for however long. He's probably gonna be there for a cup of coffee.
I was about to say Samoa
And
Joe.
Bad Influence is on there, so you can't forget about that. And
Oh my God,
AJ Styles is technically a part of Ring of Honor. So you got
AJ
like
Styles,
5 guys.
AJ Styles. When's the last time have you seen him on Ring of Honor?
I have not.
Exactly.
All right, yeah, good point. He might be in New Japan full time. He
he
does show up in Ring of Honor from time to time, so I
he
count.
showed up once and then he's gone for like 3
What about
months.
Samoa Joe possibly going to NXT?
Yes.
Do you
I want
think
to see
he'll go
Samoa.
on
Just do
Samoa Joe and
dude,
Rhino.
Dude,
Going at it.
Dude, right now, I'm just gonna say it. Joe, Rhino, Owens, NXT Championship, done. Just
Triple
do
threat.
it. Do it.
Do it. Just
Do it. I want to see people beat the fuck out of each other. I want to see
Do it.
Fat Man go at
You
it.
want to know what? Add Sami Zayn in there,
You
make
want
it
to
a
go in that
4-way.
match too?
Add Sami Zayn in there so that you can have, the high fly, make it a 4-way. You will have match of the year.
If they do Bull Dempsey though, ugh.
No, fuck it. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and Rhino. You have literally every single aspect of everything good in that match.
Yeah, you really do. You got a brutalizer in Rhino. You got a multi-diverse Samoan. In Samoa Joe's case, you got Kevin Owens, who's
The powerhouse.
the powerhouse athletic nut job.
And then you have the high
And then you
flyer.
have the high flyer and Sami Zayn, who's also very good
Come on,
technically.
like
Yes.
just everything about that.
And you got Rhino. Don't forget, he's also an amateur wrestler. So.
Oh yeah, but not only that, Rhino, and he's in great shape.
I've never, dude. This is the best shape I've seen him in his.
You would have never known his
Even
age.
he wasn't even like this is his ECW shape. Like you didn't see him in that good a shape in WWF/E.
Yeah,
You didn't see them that great in shape with
because he
TNA.
slacked off.
But he was in or Ring of Honor, but in NXT.
It feels like he really wants
He
to take
came
this.
back like he exactly. He came back wanting a piece. He told, Triple H gave him the shot, and he ran with it, and he came back stacked. I mean, in the matches, even though that they're, but typical
squash matches.
Typical squash matches, nobody does it as good as Rhino.
Yeah, I
right
agree.
now. I mean, nothing against, Corbin, nothing against you,
Yeah.
but literally,
Hold on. Wasn't that before his match in NXT when he returned? Wasn't his last match against Sabu?
yep,
Yeah, at One Night Stand.
yeah,
Because he got fired from WWE prior to that.
yeah. That was
Because the fan, and if people didn't know that before, I mean the fans kind of made it obvious. So, but yeah, that was just a question that I had. All right.
I mean, it's going great. I
have to end.
right now, yeah, we have to end.
15 minutes.
But if anything, I
No, not
want
now,
to say,
but 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Paul, Triple H, Hunter. I know that you're waiting for Vince to die. We
Yeah,
are.
he is.
We need you, though. We need you.
We need you. We need Paul.
Paul.
We need Dutch Mantel. And
Yeah.
we need Jim Ross.
But
There's your little creative team that you need for the past 5 years.
just
don't need anybody else.
I want you to keep Jim Ross. I know that
You
you're
can
going to
have
be.
us, too. That
I
would
know
be
that you're going to
nice.
be on Jim Ross's podcast. I think it's next week or.
Who?
or
Is he?
Triple H. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh shit.
So if you're going to be on there, just keep his thing in your back pocket. Just keep his phone number in your back pocket for us, please. Because I know Vince. When Vince croaked, finally, you can bring him back. Because I think Jim Ross is definitely gonna outlive Vince, but because Jim Ross actually looks pretty good for his age. Not gonna lie.
He really does.
He
Holy
really
shit.
does. Like, if you watched recently, he was also on Paul Heyman's YouTube channel.
Oh,
Not only
when he did
that,
a skit.
yeah, he also was on the Hall of Fame 2014. He looked great then too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
surprised
brought
they
him
even
back?
invited him.
I was
for
about
that.
to say they invited him. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
they
thought-
invited him. He was there for
Doesn't Vince still hate his
because
guts?
Lita he probably does.
Why?
From what Paul Heyman revealed on ECW Exposed, they've hated him for a while.
Do you know why?
Why?
I was just asking.
Oh no, well, because
You could totally tell though, because he always humiliated him on TV.
Yeah, they really do.
because Jim Ross had choice words with few of the WWE hopefuls, including Stone Cold.
Oh, because he was admitting that WCW was better at that time.
Yeah,
Which was true.
he was.
My God.
And he wanted to see WCW talent take over for a while. He loved Booker T. Booker T was amazing. He felt like they cheated him, which they did.
Which they absolutely did, especially out of the fucking championship.
They cheated
Yeah.
Booker
The
T
WWE championship. is
out of
the only
becoming the
thing
first
that
black
won.
WWE champion. And
You know what I realized? And we can wrap this up in a kind of a negative way, I guess. But
We'll try to let's try to think of something positive, but let's do it.
I'm out.
just
I'm
go with
positive.
it, man.
I'm just gonna go with it. Think of it. This Hall of Fame. What was it about? People that were in WCW mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medusa, Kevin Nash.
Yep.
Yep. Macho.
What's
Macho
his
Man.
face? What's his face?
I mean, I think.
Tony. What the guy? The commentator got.
Yeah, Larry Sabisco.
Larry Sabisco.
I mean, God.
Damn, they were all in WCW.
Yeah, except for Conor the Crusher, who was
Except for
a fan.
Collar and
Well, I don't think
No,
the
and-
Bushwhackers will.
no,
and
the
the Bushwhackers,
Bushwhackers,
yeah.
and Rikishi.
and Rikishi.
Yeah.
That's it.
The
But
main Hall of
everybody
Fame, though, I think,
else
was in WCW.
was in WCW.
And they've been doing that for a while. Like, look
Yeah,
at last
think
year
of it
with Scott Hall.
They did it
and-
with WCW. Now I want you to think about this. Imagine all that. It's the night of WCW. It's the night of the Samoans as well. You have Rikishi going in the Hall of Fame and stuff. Then, you have your Sting and Undertaker match, or Sting and Triple H match. Excuse me.
The Illusions.
You have the WCW come back for one night, rise from the ashes. People will acknowledge it. People see that Sting is a WCW guy.
Well, they kind of
And
did.
guess what?
He lost.
He lost.
You squashed it because that's what you wanted to do. I mean, when you talk about a grudge, I mean, I've never. I had an ex that cheated on me, and I never had that long of a grudge against somebody who you won, Vince.
Yeah.
You won.
Yeah, he won. He won the
and
war.
I know that you, but I know why. Because you know that you didn't beat them. They beat themselves. And you know that deep down. And I know that hurts. But Vince, it's 14 fucking years.
I know, it was 14 years, even if he did beat them, even if they beat themselves. It was 14 years ago.
I was a child, okay? I was a child when you won. I'm a grown man now. It's got to stop. Please.
Vince McMahon just doesn't, you don't understand, he doesn't know how to let things
Let
go.
WCW come back and be known. Stop trying to bury it every single chance you get.
Because now Sting,
Every single one.
And then
Now
not only
Sting-
that, I mean, think of it like this too. I hear what you said, mainly. You ruined the Sting versus Undertaker feud already,
yeah.
and you haven't even started building up the match yet, which you're probably going to, which is sad, because now there's no reason for a build-up. The reason for build-up was at that year's WrestleMania. You would have had Sting win, you would have had Undertaker win by a thread with Sting's help, then it would have set up the whole thing. But
Or
no,
even
you
if
had
so-
to have Sting lose.
Even if so,
You had to have
had,
Bray Wyatt be completely irrelevant.
even if so, you could have had like a backstage where they're interviewing Sting when they interviewed Sting, and have Undertaker come in and just give a nod or something like that. You could have said it.
And then I also said yeah, exactly. And I also said the Samoan family too. Yes, I get the Samoans. I think themselves with a lot of huge pride and everything, and I'm not denying that. Yeah, maybe Suki overreacted, but you imagine them doing that, thinking that it's going to gain publicity. First off, that's one thing. You want to do that, that's fine. I get that you want to keep the kayfabe alive. But you pissed off an entire family, okay? An entire family of which roster you are pushing to the moon right now, okay? The Usos, Roman Reigns, Tamina, who's not even being pushed, but she's in there. Whoever, there's
I forgot.
I think there's a few. There's a few others. What are you gonna do when the family decides to get them out of the family? I mean, or to get them out of there?
But let's not even
What the hell are they gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, do they not think of the repercussions of storyline writing?
Yeah.
Look at all the
When you do
the
something like
Samoans.
that?
Look at all the people who are in the Samoan who are in the Hall of Fame that are Samoan and inducted. And we can even include The Rock's father, who's technically still part of the family.
Exactly.
I mean, even Rikishi right now.
Exactly.
Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Oh my God, everybody.
Let's go off
Rocky,
the Hall of Fame.
everything. And now you also have The Rock. Let's not forget. The Rock might be Hollywood, but he is a family man. If you have looked at his documentary, he loves his mama.
Yeah, exactly.
Suki,
I mean,
he loves you.
could have lost an entire Samoan heritage. Gone. They want you. You want them to just never compete in that organization again and go somewhere else. Then what do? You lost one of your biggest dynasties in wrestling. Period. And yeah, maybe Suki takes it a little bit too far. But what if he did do that? Who is to blame? It's Vince. It's Vince. The same reason why Punk left. The same reason why Angle left. The same reason why AJ's probably leaving. We can only guess. You know what I mean?
It's kind of against your Vince at this
What I'm saying is, and I'm not trying to say that. I've been nice about it. Legitimately. You got to treat your employees like human beings. Why are you treating them as employees? Because if you
Stone
treat
Cold
them like
tried to
robots,
help
this
you.
is the type of stuff that happens.
Yeah.
If this is not evident with the way you booked this year's main event of Mania at the last possible minute, if it wasn't evident when Punk left, the way he left, if it wasn't evident for the reason Angle left in 06, if it wasn't the reason why Bret Hart didn't speak to you for 4 years and never got a chance to get him back in 2001 when WCW went under, then you
I mean, The Rock for a
are
while,
never
too,
going
was
to
on.
get it. You will never get it. And I'm trying to be the guy to try and somehow drill it in. Somehow.
Even The
We
Rock,
need to treat our employees as humans.
even The Rock and Stone Cold. They didn't
I
talk
understand,
before.
it's
But the
business,
funny
but
thing
still, you
The
got
Rock is-
to find a line now in this generation. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to piss a bunch of people off.
I mean,
I
Stone
agree.
Cold tried with his podcast to tell Vince. He tried so
He
hard.
really did. And guess
To
what?
tell-
Now he's not there anymore. Nope, we're gonna bring in
Like,
Jericho
we're gonna,
now.
like,
And guess what? By the way, Jericho's probably gonna do the same thing.
Oh, Jericho's
That's how
even worse.
podcasts work.
Well,
Jericho's even
Jericho's
worse.
not
Have you
having
heard
Vince,
any
having
of
John
Jericho?
Cena on it.
No, but here's the thing. But have you heard Jericho's podcast? Jericho goes in on every single aspect of WWE that
Goes
he
in,
can.
in pro wrestling
In
general.
pro wrestling in general. And he
in
talks about pro
Stone
wrestling.
Cold did the same thing. He mentioned TNA
Yeah,
on WWE podcast.
on the network.
On the network. You
Right.
know why? That's how podcasts work. It's not supposed to be scripted ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's just, as Stone Cold says, you shoot the shit.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's
Yeah,
how a
man.
podcast
You
works.
sit there, you take
That's
a
what
swig
we're
of beer
kinda
for the
doing right
working
now.
man. And
That's
you
what
go on.
exactly. That's what we're doing right now. We're shooting the shit. We're giving our opinions on the wrestling business from our, ends of it, from our minds. That's what we're doing. This is how it works, Vince. We're not employees of you because you're probably not mad at us for giving our opinion, but still, I mean, if you're mad at Austin is doing the same thing that we were doing right now.
Yeah. Why, he's
You know
mad
what
at
I mean?
Austin for giving... For
That's
doing-
why he didn't show up at Mania,
Oh.
from what the rumors are saying. So you know what I mean? It's like, you
Because he was in the area, because he is actually.
I try to say this in a nice way, but pull your head out of your ass.
I mean, Vince McMahon was
You know?
completely out of touch in that podcast.
He was out of touch.
Oh my God! I love the fact
He-
that he was just
I
like, I
will-
listen to the fans.
I will give him this
Did
much.
you listen to that crowd?
I did. I will admit this. He is an amazing bullshitter.
You
When
talked
he
about...
needs to be. Like, when he needs to cover his ass, he can do
Yeah.
it. But
When
like,
he talked about how the network
the
was
only
doing
the only
great.
reason why it didn't work this time is because you look back at that Raw. That's the only reason. And people wanted to look back at that Raw after he said that. Oh yeah, I'm giving the fans what I want. As soon as he said that, if he never said that, I think he would be in the clear. But
Yeah.
nope.
And then literally that Raw, they let you hear what.
Yeah, like you don't know what we want.
Okay, in the Royal Rumble, they let you hear. In fact, the WrestleMania, they let you hear. And they did it at the Raw.
And you can tell that they're muting it too.
Like they're
You can tell
Yeah.
they muted that crowd at WrestleMania when
they tried.
Reigns. They tried to do their best to mute him. The one who's doing the best job is Rollins as a heel, because he was face when he got that reaction at Mania, but he turned heel out on Raw.
Yeah.
Like he did a great job at becoming the best heel when it comes to that part of it. And
Oh, yeah.
the second heel that did his job is Sheamus.
Yeah.
So that's your number one and number two heels right now. So
But no,
if your other heels are getting cheered and they're basically told that you're a face now, you might want to go with what they're saying.
you know how hard it was.
Which they had to with Lesnar because Lesnar was way too over,
Yeah.
and that was the only way to do the double turn for him and Rollins.
But here's the
That was a
thing.
good way they did it.
But here's the thing. Like, even let's go back to the John Cena match with Rusev. Literally, the crowd had to cheer for Lana because they don't want to cheer for Rusev, but they don't want to cheer for John Cena. They
Yeah.
hate John Cena to the point where you're literally forcing America to migrate to Russia. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that was
Do you understand how literally?
But did people before Cena's music hit, they loved the package that they did with Kennedy and all the presidents that made their speeches, and even Obama. They were in USA unison, and then when Cena's music hit,
John Cena.
they went from yay,
John Cena.
and then apple juice. They migrated.
At least,
all migrated to like, all right, we're siding with Russia. We hate Cena.
Yeah. That's kind of sad too if they
We
can't even
love
get.
Lana.
I mean,
they said that,
I thought they were not gonna have that happen. I thought they built it up to the point where Cena would actually get cheered.
But nope.
Believe it
didn't
or
work.
not, but it did not work at all.
I think Cena's even tired of Cena at this point because he kind of came at
Hello?
he kind of came at it too.
He really did.
When he was
What's
just
up?
like, "Oh, look, the crowd has a new,
Yeah.
theme song for me."
That's
He's
okay. I just
tired.
packed
He
my
is
stuff.
tired of this gimmick, man. I mean, you can even tell on Total Divas he's tired of it. The only reason why he's doing it is because he
And the funny
puts
thing
smiles
is-
on face.
And
Hey.
the funny thing is, people like Total Divas Johnson.
We're going home.
All right, man. Well,
Well,
we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. This is the host of it.
Come on.
What's up? I thought yeah, I'm the host.
Oh,
Everyone
Say
wants to
hi.
say, what's up, bros?
Hey, Owen.
Hi. Okay.
You could have said that ever. What's up, bros?
Yeah.
What's up, bros?
Anyhow, this has been today's episode, and this is Raven, James, Owen.
I can say my name, nigga.
Okay. Why would you say that?
Because
He's right.
Because exactly. Hi, how you doing?
Okay, let's do
All
it
right.
again. This is
Draven. You can
James.
and this is Owen, and we'll be back to do this again on Wednesday.
Peace.
Peace.
J Hibbs out.